back. Half of the calls you get this year on your phone will be spam or fraud attempts. According to government officials, it's a first-of-its-kind study by the FCC, and the elderly, of course, are most at risk for falling for these robocalls.
Well, we want to help you help your parents and grandparents. Leah Lynchide has the answer in tonight's Call for Action.
You could say 78-year-old Linda Tate marches to the beat of her own trombone.
I try to stay fairly well occupied, both keep body and mind.
That's an understatement. Just take a look around her home.
I read a lot. I see there's a lot of books in here.
Between words of wisdom from Maya, a weekly visit to the local Y, and the occasional outdoor stroll for some bird sighting,
I thought about getting my snowshoes out.
Linda's keeping her mind sharp and trying not to be flat.
I haven't gone through the whole book yet, so I'm still working on a lot of it.
She's also giving us a lesson in avoiding scam calls.
It's a very tricky kind of thing.
Linda says she's gotten them frequently. Recently, one threatening to kick her off Medicare.
Do not act soon. Medicare will label you ineligible for coverage.
Some of it's more soft-spoken, but some of it's really much more of a threatening tone. And I always let those things go to voicemail. If I don't recognize a number.
As you might imagine, Linda's not someone to fall easily for such a scam. She double-checks every number that comes in before she picks up.
I have it all written down on a 3x5 card that I keep by my phone, and I can check it. And if it's not on that card and it's not a legitimate service, they don't get called back.
It's a huge problem, and it's increasingly becoming worse.
Not everyone is so savvy, especially the elderly, says Courtney Anclam with AARP.
They're more likely to answer the phone and stay on the phone and not hang up on scammers. And because they're home more often, they're more likely to receive those calls.
A first-of-its-kind report by the Federal Trade Commission counts 232,000 robocall complaints just last year, and that number is on the rise. Maybe you think you won't fall for them, but what about your parents or grandparents? Start by signing them up for their carrier's robocall alert service. AT&T, Verizon, US Cellular, and others offer services to alert you if an incoming call might be a scam. Company policy and price can differ, so call your own carrier to get the details. And download a call blocking app for your cell. It can intercept robocalls before they even ring your phone. Nomo Robo and RoboKiller both have good reputations. And locally, there are ways to see what kinds of scams are popping up in your area.
And we have a scam tracker map so that people can see the scams in their area that are being reported. They can also report to the FTC, who also collects data.
This is AARP's website, where you can see what kinds of scams or calls are happening in your city or even your neighborhood.
They will continue to call people and make them think they just have to have this thing or else.
Linda's strategy for outsmarting scammers doesn't need fine-tuning. She relies on good old-fashioned skepticism.
I always question, something that comes in like that. It sounds at least threatening.
And that's music to our ears. AARP also offers something called Scam Tracker presentations to cities, churches, nursing homes, or other organizations where they can offer more prevention tips, plus resources to folks in their own homes. If you're interested in bringing one to your neighborhood, head on over to this story over on channel3000.com to learn how. With this call for action, I'm Leah Lynchide.